Videos again. 54 people you made wait.
Oh my goodness. I just like to keep them waiting. That's all.
You're never late.
We want to keep them on their toes.
Blaming her. It's her fault.
Well, I was getting ready for the show, and then all of a sudden I realized I hadn't brought my haul up yet, and so I had to like.
Is that why you're out of breath?
That's why I'm out of breath, because I had to run down the stairs, and yeah. So and then I came upstairs and it was already 2:01, and I had to go potty. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm freaking sorry.
You made 55 people
Woo!
wait.
I apologize. I apologize,
you are such a diva.
Really? Okay, come on. Anyway, it's Sunday live haul. Yeah, I seriously usually I'm like all ready to go and I'm like 7 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. I yelled down.
I get the countdown. It was
like
no
2:01.
countdown.
I apologize. By the way, Rick did say he doesn't want to see any more inappropriate coffee mugs.
No coffee mug today.
Yeah, what's happening, everybody? It's Sunday. I'm Katy. This is Vikki, aka Victoria, aka I don't even know. I'm too out of breath right now to even think about it.
Really?
AKA judgmenter.
Sure, that was terrible. Moving on. Hello, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, everybody. So this is our Sunday live haul. I don't know. It's been a weird week for sourcing because I feel like you didn't really get a chance to do enough, even though we went to multiple thrift stores. You did. We went to an estate sale.
One estate sale and 2 thrift stores. Multiple, like it was like a million.
No, we went through like a few different days.
No.
Oh, and we went to Broadacres.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I went to 4 locations, and I have a subpar haul for you this week.
Subpar, everybody. And I'm the one in trouble because I was late. You're the one bringing the subpar haul.
Well, it's still better than yours, but you know.
Rude. Anyway, so this is our Sunday show. We break it down into 3 parts. The first part, we run over our numbers, our real numbers for the week, which this week are not too shabby.
This week they're pretty good.
And we're real close. We're real close. Usually Vikki trounces me, and I'm like trying to catch up, and occasionally I catch up. This week it's close, guys. You just hold on a second, because you're going to see one of us does just barely do a little bit better than the other, but we both had a pretty good week, which was nice to see, which seems like it happens in January. It's like
January is generally a good month for me.
Yeah, once you get past like the holidays,
returns.
The returns too. But once you get past, like, you got the New Year's and people still have family around, stuff like that. I feel like a week or 2 into January, it starts hopping again. And so,
I think people do like what I did, and they empty out the house and take down all the decorations and realize the house is bare. Damn it!
Yeah, we finally
now they want to buy stuff.
It took us so yesterday, we're doing Saturdays off now. Now we take Saturdays off every week.
No listing, no computers.
Yesterday, well, I mean,
we're
not sitting at our desks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we all have computers on our phones, but yeah, we're not really working. But yesterday was our second time having our Saturday day off, and we spent 7 hours of it packing up all of our Christmas decor, which we keep all of our Christmas decorations and everything off-site at our storage unit. And so it entails me going to the storage unit like 3 times to bring everything back, like all the boxes and everything, and then we pack everything up and then we take it back. It's a 7-hour process, which is better than the setting up process, which is like a 2-day kind of thing.
Yeah, 2 to 3 days, really.
Yeah. So we got all that done, and now our house seems bare. And somehow you lost some decor or something, because there's like some empty areas we can't figure out where it went.
I'm sure packed away somewhere. We'll
find it like 5 years from now.
We'll find it in October, maybe.
Yeah, pretty much.
So everything came down yesterday. So now the house is extra big. I guess which is pretty good because we have a few of our friends coming to stay in a few weeks. We have several members are in the chat, or a few members in the chat that are going to be coming into town. We have a little group of girlfriends that are coming into town.
Girlfriends.
And staying in a couple houses. Corey, who is in the chat, actually lives here in town, but Kara Cooper is coming into town, and a few other people. Debbie, I don't know if Uptown Bug, I don't know if she's in the chat.
The Bossy Posse, which actually, they have nothing to do with the Boss Facebook group, although I think all of them are in the Boss Facebook group.
I think so too.
But I believe Debbie is the one who created the Bossy Posse. It just happened around the same time. But it's kind of cool because we like to pretend like, oh yeah, they're part of our boss group, but really they're not.
They're our crew.
Yeah, there's an overlap.
What do they call it? What do the kids call it these days? Squad.
No, let's not do that. It's either like squad and fam.
Let me tell you, the old lady squad.
I'm so sick of the word fam. I don't know. It's like, come on, guys, come on. Anyway, yeah, the Bossy Posse. They're just it's a small, tight knit group of lady resellers, and the majority of them are going to be descending upon Vegas in a whirlwind, in a crazy whirlwind of probably thrifting,
just to hang out and
hanging out. A couple of them are bringing husbands along. I don't think they know what they're in for.
Dana, #squad fam goals.
Oh God, shut your mouth, Dana. Squad fam.
All of the things in there are just awful.
Here's my squad fam.
Yeah, Allison says, yeah, ask Vikki what the kids are saying. I have no idea. Clearly, I'm an old hag. What do I know?
Oh, man.
Yes, they're coming to celebrate you, Corey. They're all flying into town to celebrate you. Hey.
I'm down with that.
Sure.
Anyway, so they're going to be coming into town. It's going to be real crazy. But anyway, so I don't know. You want to get into the show? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No,
anything else you want to cover?
I'm good.
You're good? You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Do you think maybe next Saturday we can have a real day off?
Maybe.
That's not full of 500 million things.
I have brunch plans, so you have at least most of
You have brunch plans? On next Saturday?
Yeah.
With who?
Our new friend Jenna, who's in our meetup group.
Okay, I'll allow it. So that means I get to stay in bed and do nothing?
Or you can come, I suppose.
Yeah.
I know. Michelle says those poor husbands. I know. The poor husbands that are getting dragged here. At least Katy and I do the same thing. So, I mean, I have to say that neither one of us are going to care to be hanging out with a bunch of chicken hens cackling.
Yeah.
Those poor husbands, though.
Anyway, okay, so let's get into looking at our numbers. I'm going to go ahead and let's see, share our screen here. We'll start with my numbers. Okay, guys? Okay. That's kind of the way we do. Okay, so here we go. So this is for the week ending yesterday, the 11th. It's already the 11th of January. What happened? Let's make this screen bigger. Okay, so I had 30 eBay outgoing orders and 13 Etsy outgoing orders, which, usually I've been kind of hanging out around the 30 mark total. So 43 total outgoing orders, not too shabby. My eBay gross sales, $2,032, right on the dot. It's kind of weird. And then Etsy, didn't have any Instagram sales, but my Etsy is $1,164.12. I broke the $3,000 mark, which I'm super excited about because that doesn't happen to me all the time. So $3,196.12. It's a
good week.
My shipping, not too bad, $162.84. I have found that I haven't had as many international sales, and that's usually what pushes my shipping up because everything I send out, everything I send out is first class or padded flat rate, so it's usually not that much. Promoted listing fees on eBay and on Etsy, $101.02. You can see my final value fees there for eBay and Etsy. So my total costs, $612.47. And then my cost of goods definitely going up, $455. But I also had, a good 30-40% higher volume of sales. So that makes sense with the COGS. So my total net sales after costs, still over $2,000, $2,128.65. My gross average sale price, $74.33. I'm liking that number has been staying up there. And my net average sale price after all costs, $49.50. I'm almost at $50 for my net average sale price, which I'm pretty stoked about.
That's really good.
Yeah, so I'm really happy about that. So you can see about $3,200 in my total gross and a little over $2,100 for my net. Now, guys, who has some bets? Did Vikki beat me again this week?
I don't know. Did I?
What do you guys? Well, maybe it's a trick question. Let's see. Let's go ahead and look at yours. What do you got?
Wow, almost exact, actually.
Yep.
So 42 eBay orders, 6 between Etsy and Mercari. So 5 of those were Etsy, 1 was Mercari, for a total of 48 orders. I did 2,800, just over 2,800 in sales on eBay, and only $379, let's call it, between Etsy and Mercari, for a total of $3,183 gross. My shipping was a little bit higher, again, me and my hard goods, but I did also sell 2 rather heavy items international. My promoted listing fees between eBay and Etsy, $54 and change. My eBay final value fees, $295. Is that calculating properly?
What, your final value fees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My Etsy fees, $34.11. My total cost, $701. So my costs are higher than yours. My cost of goods were much lower than yours, though. So my cost of goods were $232. So my net is actually a little bit higher.
Yep.
So my net profit's a little higher than yours at $2,200. Let's call it $2,250 this week, which is a pretty good week. I'm pretty happy with that.
Not too bad. Yeah, my cost of goods are almost double yours. And remember that, and that's with you having a higher volume. So I mean, my cost per item is definitely a lot higher than yours. But yeah, if you look, I grossed like $13 more than you. So la-di-da-di-da.
No, you beat me.
But you net over $100 more than me. My net is $21.28, and yours is $22.49. So yeah.
Pretty close this week.
Pretty close though. That's awesome. I love it.
So Allison said our 1 weekend sales is equal to a single day for tech and sports. You know what? I got to say, I follow that person on Instagram, and it is ridiculous.
The name sounds familiar.
You don't go on Instagram very much.
What does he sell?
Pretty much what we sell. One-off thrifted used items.
That's
and
awesome.
Kicks ass. It's kind of like Monica Posh Hanger. Very similar. Single person, just finally started hiring some help, but does it all themselves. Now, to be fair, that person must work 7 days a week. I know that they both work 7 days a week and work really, really hard. And not to say that we don't work hard, but I don't work that hard. I don't do 50 listings a day, or whatever it is, maybe even more. The formula is fantastic, and God bless them. I don't want to work that hard, but it's pretty awesome to follow. I think I would be burned out way too quickly if I did it like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I haven't taken the leap yet to trying to hire somebody, but I have been changing things up a little bit, and I've been paying up a lot more for the items that I'm getting. But I'm going to see if I can keep pushing my average sale price up and kind of going that way.
Yeah, he said he lists 100+ listings. I don't follow him that closely. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Now, I don't have any desire to ever do that, nor will I ever be able to do that. I'd have to hire out 5 people to do that. So I have 2 part-time helpers, very part-time. One person works about 3 hours a week. One works about 4 hours a week. Would I like to increase that? Yes. Increasing that would mean that I could really. Increasing that would mean that I could increase my productivity. I'm just not quite there yet. I need to find people that can work more hours and get more done like that. So anyway, I
think that with any business, there's that threshold where you kind of have to hire help to like move to the next level. But it's so hard to make that investment because it takes time. And I mean, you're really lucky right now that you have a couple people that you're able to work with. But if you were to actually go out and hire somebody and have to actually seek somebody out, train them from scratch.
I don't want to do that again. I did it once. I did it once. Not that I did teach Dana from scratch, but I didn't hire her out of nowhere.
Right.
We were acquaintances. We've become very close friends, and I love her, and I consider her one of my dearest friends now. But when we met and she first started working with me, we were acquaintances. So, I didn't have to go and seek outside help with a stranger. That to me, I find difficult.
It would be very, very hard because, and there's a lot of costs that go into training somebody, and that's without any kind of guarantee that they're going to be the right fit. And when you are a very small business, you can't. It's difficult to absorb those costs.
And you're throwing money away for the first couple of weeks usually, because it takes a lot of time to train somebody to do what you want. and do it the way that you like it. And even then it's difficult to, you have to be like, it's good enough sometimes.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you get lucky, like someone like I got with Dana, and and I'm not just blowing smoke because she's in the chat, but Dana is a great friend, but she's also turned out to be an amazing, trustworthy assistant, and that has turned around and become a great seller on her own. So you either come with some type of instinct or you don't. A lot of people are difficult to train. So, and to be fair, not everybody wants to work as hard as you do. It's not their business. So it is what it is.
Mikey C wants to know, do we have a goal for how many we list a day or a week?
My goal is to list everything that I've purchased that prior week within a week to 10 days. So that's my goal, no matter what that may be. Sometimes it's 75 items, and sometimes it's 50, and sometimes it's 100. So I don't necessarily have a goal. My goal is that I don't have a death pile, and neither does Katy. So that's as far as it goes, as far as having having goals.
Well, yeah, and for any of you guys that don't know, maybe you just started watching the channel, you don't necessarily know how our businesses are set up. Vikki and I have completely separate businesses. We just both happen to sell on eBay and Etsy and other platforms, but we're completely separate, but we have very similar philosophies in how we approach this business. And so I'm the same way. It's like, I don't have like a set goal necessarily for number of listings. It's more like I go out and I source, I get what I can that I think is worth me picking up. And then I want to get those all photographed and listed within the next week to 10 days. Although now I've been doing a little bit lower volume. And so there's really no reason for it to take me longer than the next week. But I also have the goal of, I want to have activity every day in my store. So I'm not listing as many per day as maybe I used to, because I can take a little bit more time. And like how we're not working on Saturdays now. So that's another day of the week that I'm not listing. But that's okay, because it's kind of coinciding with me dropping my volume a little bit. Whereas I used to do more like 60 to 80 items a week, and I would try to get those all done in the next week. Now it's more like 40, 50 tops. So
yeah, so that's really where it is. It's I don't ever say that I've sourced enough for the week. If I go out sourcing for a day or 2 days or wherever I go, end up going, I'm going to buy everything I want to buy. I don't put limitations on myself like that. But by the same token, I don't go out every single day. So a lot of people have death piles because they're just buying, and they're not listing. Now, again, to be fair, we don't list hundreds of items a week. There are plenty of people that do that. That's not us. That's just not the way we do it. But as you can see from our sales, we still consistently sell. I consistently sell minimum of $2,000 a week on average, and I'm selling 40 to 50 items. So it can be done on lower volume, higher ROI. Yeah,
but that brings a whole bunch of other factors of, what's available to you sourcing, what your skill levels are as far as sourcing goes. Because, there's a whole bunch of things that kind of go into what gets you to the point where you can do that. But like, you'll have weeks where you will hit really big and get a ton of stuff. And then she brings it into her office, and then she always, guys, she always makes the proclamation, I'm not going to have to source for weeks. I'm not going to have to source for like the next 3 weeks. And then literally the middle of the next week, she's like, I'm already out of stuff. So the reality is, I think you're kind of similar, where it's like, even when it's like a ridiculous amount of stuff, you will just work faster to get that stuff up.
That's true.
But you always you make that proclamation, and never has it been true. Never. That's true. There's never been like 2-3 weeks later, you're like, man, still working through that pile.
Never happened. Except for that crap on the side of the house that was given to me. That's been there for like 2 years, and I refuse to list.
Different. That's a little bit different.
I just need to get rid of it.
All right, so let's go ahead and look at our sales highlights of the week. I think I have a bunch of stuff that I want to show, and so do you. I know for me, my sales are definitely up. Like, they're up from last year, but I believe it has to do with the fact that this time last year, I was just out of the hospital. I wasn't really working for like the first couple of months last year.
I'm a lot up from last year too, because I was taking care of you last year and not doing a lot. So,
but I'm also significantly up from the previous month, just a month ago. That's how bad fourth quarter was. And I'm hoping that I'm seeing some signs of some of those sales coming back. But it was a rough fourth quarter. So
I'm up from last month too.
Yeah.
So Bible Barbie asked, do you source every week or alternate? We both source every week. Every time that we have our Sunday show, we are showing you items that we purchased within the last week.
Yeah. We kind of have to,
as far as a haul. So we have to do it every week just to do that. So.
Yeah, because we don't really do death piles. I mean, I guess if you were desperate, you could finally get the stuff on the side of the house. But
Kara asked real quickly, the yesterday's fits update, the last 11 boxes, those sold in 2 minutes as well.
Yeah, they were like 2 minutes. So I'm excited to see those ones.
They're sold 58 boxes
vintage, and okay, it just flashed on the screen. Anyway, I'm really excited to see. I know Sandra is going to do an unboxing video on her channel, so I'm excited to see how that goes. Yeah, she did get one.
Nice.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into this, or the show's going to go on forever.
I know. Sorry, we can chit chat forever, guys.
All right, what do you got? What's this?
So this is just a vintage military jacket. I love vintage uniforms, and I don't mean the common khakis that you're going to find, or even the common green uniforms, but wool jackets. Usually with military, it's fairly easy to date. They usually have a date stamped somewhere inside, and if not, there are many websites to identify clothing, vintage clothing. So I picked this up for maybe $5 or $10. It sat for a while. It does take a bit for you for someone to find them, and it sold for $72. Just the price that you see there. It was on sale.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it not have like a tag or anything in it? This one?
No.
Okay. All right. So I just want to show this, but this wasn't a huge sale, but I wanted to show this to kind of talk about like stuff that is still worth selling, even if you think it's not like the condition is not good. So this is a sweatshirt that actually came out of that whole backstock sale thing that we did at yesterday's fits. And this was like, I loved it because if you know about me, I love anything that's like got skiing stuff on it, these vintage, any kind of ski t-shirt or whatever. I washed this. I treated the stains. I even bleached the whole thing. And it is, I mean, you can see right here, this is like, there's a big hole right there. There's a hole in that. There's like, I mean, I'm assuming these are like mildew stains.
That looks like mildew.
It was really, really bad. So this is actually like improved from when I got it. It was also had a bunch of pilling on it. I had to like take the sweater shaver to it. But the whole thing is just like stained and just in rough condition. Absolutely trashed, and not really necessarily in a great way. But it's like such a cool sweatshirt. Like it's just awesome. It's like front and back. It's just really cool. So I did everything I could, went ahead, put it up, and it lasted maybe a couple of days, and I ended up taking an offer for $40. So I had paid $5 for it because I loved it so much, and I was like, it's worth trying to see if I can salvage this vintage piece. And I did what I could, and I still was able to flip it for $40. So I'm telling you guys, if you find something cool and the condition just seems like it's real rough, it doesn't necessarily matter. Go ahead and try to sell it anyway. See what happens.
So Verena Kruger asked, do you find that selling clothes is getting harder because the price is going up? Because Katie and I both tend to sell items that are not mainstream or mall brands or items that you can find currently in stores. I will occasionally, but I would say that's less than 1% of my clothing inventory, and Katie pretty much not at all. Maybe same thing, maybe 1%. We don't really find that we're taking the hit on clothing prices the way a lot of mainstream sellers are. If you are picking things up at the bins or picking things up off of the clearance rack to resell, I think you're going to find a hard time of it if that's all that you do. I definitely think that portion of the clothing market is absolutely saturated. So you have to do something to make yourself stand out and get your sell-through rate up with those type of items. But since neither of us focus on that, it hasn't really changed much for us.
I will say with like vintage, like streetwear and stuff, because it's so popular now. When we go to like the Savers and stuff like that, it's like the men's section is just like, it's swarming with people trying to buy stuff, and it's gotten a lot harder.
It's a little bit ridiculous.
It's gotten a lot harder for me to find stuff in the thrift stores. So I'm definitely having to pay up a lot more. Now there's other things I could do, like this weekend, every month they have the big Rose Bowl, the big swap meet in California that's ginormous. And yeah, we could go there once a month and load up the car and probably get tons of great stuff. But I don't know, maybe someday we'll go. But there are ways for us, and because of our location, that we could take advantage of. But right now, it's more about I'm paying up for more unique, cooler pieces that I'm having to sell for higher prices in order to make money. All right, we got real quick here. I wanted to say thank you to Elizabeth. Elizabeth says, I've learned so much from you guys. Thank you for all you do. You're the best. You're the best.
No, you are.
Oh, I was waiting for you to say that. You're right. I am.
Oh. That too.
Thanks, Elizabeth. We really appreciate it. All right, let's get back to it. Next one. Let me make the screen bigger here again. Next one for you.
This one I picked up at that estate sale that we went to about a month ago. We went 3 days in a row to this estate sale. I paid $5 for this, and I took an offer for $80, and it went to California, so it cost me just over $8 to cost me just over $8 to ship it.
There's nothing even cool in the reflection. What's up with that?
Because I tried to make sure my body was not in the reflection. Listen, it is difficult to photograph reflective items, especially with that ring light. You get the circles, and then you're trying to not get yourself in it. So anyway,
Waste Not Want Not says Rose Bowl is expensive. We sell there. Yeah, I know, like the prices. I think it depends on what time you go, because I know a lot of the people I know that go for the streetwear, they go like crazy.
Depends on what you're trying to buy.
They go like crazy early in the morning, like before the sun comes up. They'll be there at like 4 in the morning, and there's sellers, there's vendors there who will just dump everything in a big pile for you to buy stuff. And then later in the day is more stuff where you have to, like, you're going to be paying for stuff on racks, and you're going to be. So I think it really depends.
I do not want to go and
no. All right, so I've sold a bunch of cool t-shirts this week, and I wanted to do like a quick I have a little grouping here of like, I think 5 t-shirts that I wanted to show off. So this one is near and dear to my heart, my Leonard Nimoy Star Trek. Why are you looking at me like that? Anyway, it's a Star Trek t-shirt. It's actually from a like a Volcon. I'm assuming it was some sort of
like buy this when we were in
No, this one I bought online.
Okay.
That was a different one. That was a Scotty one.
Listen, I didn't even get to finish my sentence
because I knew exactly what you're talking about when we were in Salem. Okay. Anyway, I love this one because it has the whales on it, the humpback whales from Star Trek 4. As you know, I love that one. Mm-hmm. And so I sold this one, took an offer.
I never know. Oh wait, that's not the same one.
No, it's not the same one. Yeah, you shut your mouth. So I took an offer for $100 from a repeat buyer that I have who has awesome taste in t-shirts, clearly.
Oh, I know who that is.
So I love this t-shirt. I'm glad that he got it. And then next I've got this amazing Rick Springfield t-shirt. Sorry, Dana. Rick Springfield. This one was like in brand new condition. Took an offer for $100 on this one. And it's a beauty. I don't know why it took so long for it to sell.
It is pretty
cool. It's only been like a few weeks, but still. This Grateful Dead t-shirt, any of these Grateful Dead, the vintage ones, usually it's a sure bet if you wait a little time, you should be able to get $100 for it. And I took an offer for $100 on this one. This was in 1999, I believe. But just a really cool
93.
93? Maybe it's 93.
Well, maybe it's 99. I don't know. I can't see.
Who knows? But another one, I took an offer for $100. And
are we just doing all you? Is this the
I told you I was doing a little grouping of t-shirts.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, you guys, she doesn't even listen to me anymore. No. Then I got this Dennis Rodman t-shirt. It was a nice, pretty slim fit, but just a really cool tie-dye t-shirt. This is back before he was like his really crazy self. And he's with
before he got a little weird,
a little too much for me. But anyway, when he was with the Detroit Pistons, I took an offer for $100 on this one. Just a really cool t-shirt. I love it from 1991. And then look, check this one out. Last one for this little grouping, Motley Crue. That's right. This is such a rad t-shirt. I just picked this up this last week. I took an offer for $140. This one, I think I paid $50 for, I believe. But took an offer for $40. I really didn't want to go lower than $175, but it was they were buying multiple things, and so I was happy to take an offer for $140. But this one, I probably could have held out for a while and sold it
especially with the new tour.
Yeah, sold it for the full amount for sure because it's in great condition.
They're new, coming out of retirement tour that they were only retired for 4 years.
Yep.
That one.
Yeah. But this is just an awesome t-shirt, and I'm glad it's going to a new home where it will be much loved. All right, next one for you.
So I talked about this in a haul video a couple weeks ago. Again, this came from that same estate sale I spent all that money at about 4 weeks ago. So I paid up for this. I paid $30 for this, and it still had the tags on it that it hadn't ever been used. But however, it had been folded there, and it was I didn't iron it or anything like that. However, it had been folded. It had marks on it, so there's a couple of them.
You can see one right there.
But I left that because I didn't want to mess with it too badly. But there was another big one that I did mess with. Yeah, look at me. I ruined this thing. I tried to clean it with peroxide, as someone had suggested.
Who said that? Who can we blame?
I'm not blaming anybody but myself. Anyway, it was this off-white thing, and I bleached the crap out of it, clearly. So I tried to spot clean it, and it did not work. But so I figured I paid $30 for this. I put this up for $129.95, knowing it would go on sale, knowing I would accept offers, hoping I'd get about 50 or 60 for it. There really was not much of a market. I had been hoping to get about 250. And I think I would have gotten that clearly based on what happened. I listed this. I listed it on eBay first. I went to List Perfectly, went to cross-post it to Etsy. I finished crossing it to Etsy. It took me about 30 seconds to cross-post it to Etsy. I closed out the Etsy window and went to hit the home page on eBay, and I had already sold it. So I sold it for what you see there, $129.95. The customer already left fantastic feedback. It's not like they didn't see the bleach spot.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I guess I underpriced it, but I'm not.
I thought you would still be able to get a lot of money for it.
I didn't think I was going to get this much for it because I really thought that I had completely devalued it.
Yeah.
So apparently somebody didn't care. It's a great find. I was very mad at myself for screwing it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is why I hardly ever try to clean vintage linens, because I'm always going to find a way to mess it up. And it was just because it was off-white. It pulled the color right out of it. And it's one of those strange, cotton linen blend fabrics, and it was just yellowed. It's real hard. They're real hard to clean. I didn't want to clean the whole thing. Had I soaked the whole thing, it would have been uniform, but I didn't want to take the tag off of it.
Yeah.
The vintage tag. So
yeah, I think it's super cool.
Anyway, it sold for $129.95. So clearly I didn't mess it up too bad.
Woo, 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 woo. All right, next up for me is this Denver Broncos jersey T-shirt. But what's really cool about it is it's signed by John Elway. You can see there it was signed with like a Sharpie or whatever. You can see it bled through. Yeah, it bled through. There we go. You can see it bled through, and I have that in the thing there. But somebody picked this up. Actually, somebody that watches the show that doesn't really buy clothes but collects signatures. And so they picked this one up, offered $100, and I took it. I think it's just a really cool it's a really cool shirt. The shirt itself was like dead stock, other than the fact that it's written on and it bled through, but it was like in really, really good condition. So definitely something, I like the style of it too. So this is something that would look really cool, like framed and put up on a wall and in like some
shadow box or man cave. Yeah.
Yeah. And like a man cave or whatever. I think it's really cool. Mm-hmm. Good color and stuff. All right, next one for you.
So this is just what you see there. It's a navy pea coat. The color is black. It's navy, the military branch, and it sold for the price you see there. It actually sold to Canada. Customer paid I think $30 and change to go to Canada. It's heavy. It's a heavy quilted, vintage pea coat. Those things are real heavy. But I actually made a little bit of money because it was under 4 pounds. It was between 3 and 4 pounds. And when you're using pirate ship, simple export rate, you end up getting a pretty good deal. So
yeah, for sure.
So Courtney asked, do you two ever sell anything for under $100?
Yes.
Absolutely we do. Both of us have, average sale price. Mine hovers around $55. Katie's is around $60 or $65.
This week it's like 75, but yeah.
Some weeks are higher than others, but yeah, it balances out. I sell $20 items and $30 items and $40 items. I try not to source anything that sells for less than $40. That doesn't mean that I don't. That doesn't mean that I won't take offers on crap that I paid $1 for or I've had too long. So yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, we're showing our highlights here, and we always tell people, please feel free to go look at our stores. The links are down below for eBay and for Etsy, and you can see
what people sell.
See like all the other stuff that we sell as well. We don't have the some people use the out of stock feature that can make it so you can't see people's sales. You can see all of our sales. If you look at our solds, all of them will show up, and you can see the ones that are lower as well as the higher ones.
And there's nothing wrong with people that want to keep their store a secret.
Absolutely. No, I'm just saying.
But we don't.
Look at ours.
We don't. Yeah.
Anyway, so
that's why you can tell we're not blowing smoke, because you're able to go back and look at anything that we're telling you, and you can go and do the addition for yourself.
Derek Yamamoto has made his mark.
I was here. Big fish in the house.
Big fish in the house. Anyway, okay, next one for me is this. This is a pretty cool jacket that I picked up. I think I got this at like Savers or something like that.
I think you did too.
Yeah, and I didn't really know what it was, but I could tell, it was vintage, and then I did some research into whatever. But it's this like ski team. It's like a ski academy or maybe it's a high school. I don't really remember what the deal was when I looked it all up. But it's just a really cool, nice condition jacket. And so I had it priced up pretty high. And I've had it for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months. I don't know exactly, but it's like, we're pushing into winter, and I went back and forth with somebody a few times, and then finally they came at me with $135, and I was like, you know what? It's like I'm not married to this thing. It's like $135. I think I paid maybe $10 for it. It's not worth waiting to get more money.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is. It depends on what it is. If it was some streetwear thing. What are you doing? You trying to steal my snacks?
I'm gonna try some dehydrated.
All right. Anyway, it depends on what it is. For me, my overall vibe of my store, I don't think this gives or takes anything. So I'm down to make $135 on something that I paid $10 for. But it's just a cool jacket. Nice sale. All right. You done with your snacking?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
So these, this sheet set actually sold for $90. I don't know why it shows 93, 96, but yeah, a customer offered me $90. It was listed for 93. You think I'll take $3 off? Sure.
Yeah. Some lonely goth with only needed one pillow.
I know, it's so weird, right? Queen sheet set. Why does it have one pillow? It really does. It only has one pillow.
Yeah.
Anyway, it sold for $90. Free shipping. That's going to go in a mailer, not padded flat rate, but it'll go in a mailer, so it'll go cubic. And anyway, I was pretty excited for that. They haven't paid yet, so we'll see. They have a few hundred feedback, so it was actually just sold yesterday.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll be able to set their sadness aside and give you some feedback.
Let me see. Lindsay asked, I picked up a beater lack blanket at the bins, covered in animal hair. After I washed it and lint rolled it, still has signs of hair. Yeah, I would mention it. Hair I definitely would mention.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right.
And just say that you washed it, you lint rolled it, you did this. There's still some hair.
Yeah, man.
Some people don't care.
Some leftover hair, don't care. All right, I'm gonna keep bringing up the Wisconsin Badgers, because man, it cannot lose when it comes.
They're on fire.
Yeah, cannot lose when it comes to the Wisconsin Badgers. And this one is just a Rose Bowl. Was it Rose Bowl? I don't know. Pasadena Tournament Roses. Rose Bowl. 1994 is in really nice condition.
The Rose Bowl is something different.
I don't know. Whatever. I don't really care. It's football-y.
Whatever.
And there's roses, and there's college teams that play. So that works for me. Anyway, let's see what this one sold for. It was actually on sale, 10% off. So it was $62.99 is what I sold this sweatshirt.
What'd you pay for it?
This one, I think the most I paid for it was like $10, but it's just I have not been able to hang on to anything Wisconsin Badgers, and you know that you've been that's the same team that Dana.
I know, that's why she said
Dana is a newfound fan of the Wisconsin Badgers now that she knows she can make loads of money off of their stuff.
I don't know why. Maybe they don't have a lot of it now.
I don't know, but it's it does really well. You okay with your snacks there?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm just throwing them.
Listen, guys, I'm trying to do my job here, and this one over here is making noise. This is what she does. She likes to steal my snacks, and she takes one, and she eats it, and then she goes like this, meh, and then she keeps eating it. So I'm taking this away because this is my snack that I want to enjoy and savor. And if she was enjoying it, maybe I'd be okay with her stealing it. But the fact that she's taking it and going, meh, and then continuing to eat it.
It was a dehydrated
I'm taking it away. I'm taking it away.
Pretty good. Meh.
You're so rude. All right, next one for you, asshole.
Nice. All right, this clock came out of that same estate sale. I'm telling you, that was the best estate sale I think I've hit this year. But this, I paid $5 for this, maybe $8. I'm not sure which, but I took an offer for $75, went to California, shipped for less than $8. Yeah, what more can I say?
Does it light up when the alarm goes off?
No.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
I'm teasing her because she had to return this last week with this alarm clock. And the person said it was item not as described because it didn't light up, even though nowhere does it say it's supposed to light up, nor is it supposed to light up. But that was the reason for returning it. Was that
it was not as significantly not as described because the alarm did not flash the light did not flash when the alarm went off.
Yeah.
You know what? It didn't make you coffee either. That was what I had said. But you know,
so sassy.
It wasn't supposed to flash.
You're so sassy.
So yay for you and your fake INAD, just so you can get your free return shipping because the clock doesn't do this thing that you expected it to do that nobody ever said it did.
Yeah. Outrage. Outrage. All right. Next one is this awesome Jenko jeans hoodie.
That I would have stolen that one. I like it.
I know this actually does look like your style because you like those big warm fuzzy sweatshirts. But this is a nice hoodie. It's got I don't even know, what do you call this? It's sort of embroidered, but it's like a raised
embroidery. I don't know.
Whatever. But this is a really nice big hoodie, and it finally sold. I've had this one up for a while, I would say. So I'm glad that it finally sold. But this one, the Jenko stuff, I think does really well, particularly like the sweatshirts and stuff like that. The jeans, not so much. I think that's kind of gone away a little bit, hasn't it?
No, it's true vintage Jenko jeans with the big wide legs, those big stovepipe jeans.
Yeah.
Those will still sell.
All right.
Jenko re-released and came back, I think, like 2010 or 2012. So they're still making clothing. So be real careful. Not everything is vintage. But the newer Jenko stuff does not really sell very well. It's the really early 90s stuff.
Yeah. So it says $59.99. It was on sale, so it sold for $53.99, but not a bad little sale. So next one for you.
Noelle says it's called applique. Katy.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So this was a Rick Dorn purchase. This is because I had actually contacted him. He's like, man, I wouldn't have picked that up. But I think I paid $12.
So is this you say, hey, Rick, in your face?
No, this
Rick.
Is, shut up. This is me looking at these type of things that I wouldn't have normally looked at because of Rick and his suit jackets and things like that. I definitely have to get better at photographing them because his photographs are fantastic. But anyway,
he told you not to get this one.
He said I probably wouldn't have picked that one up, but I did pick this one up. I paid $15.
In your face, Rick.
You're such a jerk.
Go ahead.
And I just took an offer for it. I paid the buyer paid $125. They also purchased something else for about $45. So,
all right, very cool. I think it's a pretty awesome coat. I like the houndstooth look, and apparently, houndstooth is all the rage right now. We were going. I don't know if that's true, but we were somewhere and we were walking by like a department store.
The mall, I think.
Was it at the mall? I thought we were outside though.
I don't know.
Anyway, we were somewhere and it was like literally every outfit in their window was houndstooth. It was like wall to wall houndstooth, and I was like, okay, I guess houndstooth is where it's at right now. Anyway,
no, Rick, your photos are actually excellent. My sports coats, I need to go and dig out a shirt and a tie and figure out and find someone to tie a tie every time I take pictures of them because mine don't look anywhere near as nice as yours do.
Yeah.
And I have to draw to our attention, our buddy Greg is giving an actual date. He is saying he will be here the end of this month, the first days of February.
What?
So, Greg, you may just have to come and hang out with our Bossy Posse crew the first week of February. Yeah. That's when you get here, because that's when all the ladies are going to be here.
And a couple of husbands.
And a couple husbands. So we may have to indoctrinate you. If you happen to make it in by the end of the month, Greg, we are doing our meetup on the 28th. So maybe we'll see you then.
Yeah, I believe I'm pretty excited about it. Okay, so are you done with this one?
Yeah.
All right, next one for me is this awesome Orlando Magic starter jacket. pullover starter jacket. And this one I picked up at the old Yesterday's Fits location when I bought like a whole bunch of jackets. So I paid, the most I paid was 30. It was either 20. I bought a whole bunch of them, and they all were pretty much 25 or $30. So let's say I paid $30 for this one. It's just like a really cool, you know, pullover jacket. And this one actually went to, I believe it went to Spain. And let's see what it sold for. It was on sale. So it says 150 there, but it actually sold for $135. It went to Spain. So they paid like another $33.75 to have it shipped. It probably costs like about what, $24, $25, I think, for 3 pounds. So I made a little bit of extra money on the shipping. Plus I didn't have to pay for the shipping like I would have domestically. But yeah, that's not too bad. Even if I paid the $30 for it, you know, I only had it listed for a few weeks and it already sold. And there is actually like a couple of them. I've sold probably like 4 or 5 of the jackets that I've got from that particular haul where I bought like a whole bunch of them. So not too bad. All right, next one for you.
So this one I wanted to talk about. I've got 2 items that sold back to back here, and I wanted to talk about not because they're $100 items, but because something to be concerned with and something to be aware of is when things are topical. At the moment right now, obviously, there is a huge travesty happening in Australia with the fires burning and koalas being injured and being killed and people losing their lives and their homes and property. So I've already had these items listed. It wasn't that I listed them because of this, but this one I had actually picked up in a store, listed it, and sold it about 24 hours later to a regular buyer of mine. I paid $2 or $3 for it, sold it for $45, I believe. But that just goes to show how when you're selling something topical and something that is very of interest in the moment, that's, you know, I guess the definition topical.
It's like you have videos go around and it's like, you know, everybody watches puppy videos, everybody watches cat videos. You know, there's a million different types of animals, but there are the different ones that are the most popular for watching cute videos online. And right now, because of what's going on in Australia, it's like there's video after video after video of like koalas, and people are taking notice to like koalas. And they are so freaking cute, and it is really, really sad what's happening right now. I saw a video yesterday where it was like a koala was like drinking out of this barrel next to a dog, and the dog was just like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on, koala? How you doing?" And they like gave the koala a little lick on the face, and they were like sharing this big barrel of water, and it was really pretty cute. So
yeah.
But you wanted to show the other one.
I wanted to show the other one. This is just a vintage. This sold on Etsy. This is just a vintage. I've had this for quite a while. I picked this up at a garage sale for $1. And it sold on Etsy this week for,
let's see, your arm is in my way.
Sorry.
Excusez-moi.
You're taking up the whole damn table.
Oh, you're so rude. There you go.
Sold for $59.95. So I think that there's something to be said for things. They may not be the most valuable items necessarily, but they are desirable because of what's happening right now.
And they're vintage, so it's not just like, oh, somebody went out and made a bunch of stuffed koala bears for people to buy. It's, you know, vintage stuff, so it adds more value.
And both,
to it.
I mean, obviously the scarf is brand new, and then the koala bear was like new. He's like still has his little hang tag.
Cute.
Sat somewhere on somebody's shelf or in somebody's closet, and you know there was no signs of wear. So he's just really cute. He's sleeping. He's got a little hat on.
Yeah, he's real cute. All right, next one for me is this Letterman's jacket. This is actually the second time I've sold this. I sold it, and I don't think the first time I don't think they paid was the issue, because I haven't shipped it or anything. But I sold it on Friday, and this thing it's pretty, I think I showed it in a haul. It's pretty worn. It's got some wear to it, but it was Doug's. Everybody knows Doug.
All right, Doug.
It's got a hole there in the sleeve. It's got a little kind of a hole there by the pocket. But this is just a really cool vintage 80s Letterman's jacket.
Good shape.
Yeah. I mean, it's got some wear to it, but it still looks really cool. I love the colors. But I just sold this, and let's see what it sold for. Again, I have a sale running, so it actually sold for $126. I still have to ship it out because it sold like later in the day on Friday. But $126, and it's going to the UK. So they also paid like about $33.75 for shipping because it was a little heavier. But that's going to be going to the UK. So not a bad little sale.
Nice sale.
Nice sale. Ooh, what about this? What about this?
So these are those pants that we talked about just last week or maybe the week before that I had purchased. Katy had found for me at yesterday's fits. I have 4 pairs. I paid $10 a piece. They're all these crazy patterns. And I had them listed pretty high, but I had a customer contact me within hours of listing them and asked me on Etsy if I would be willing to take a dollar amount. They're buying wardrobe for a high school play, and she said, I only have X number of dollars. Whether it's a BS excuse or not, I don't know. I do get a lot of people that purchase for plays and things like that, and having a budget is a valid reason. So I was perfectly happy knowing I would have accepted offers on them because I'd listed them so high, and they sold within 12 hours of listing. And they sold for the price that you see here. I went in and adjusted the price.
What?
$124.95. Customers super happy.
That's awesome. Yeah, there were like 10 or 11, 12 pairs total, and the majority
gotten them all.
The majority, I know, that's why I only let you to get 4. The majority of them went into yesterday's fits boxes, but
Yes.
I got 1 pair and you got 4 pairs. But they're cool. Mine are listed.
I would have bought them all.
I know you would have. Anyway, so that was a pretty cool, sets a good precedent for those sales. So hopefully people are not underpricing theirs. All right, last one, guys, check it out. So this is that Def Leppard sweatshirt. If you remember, I bought did a bulk buy of like 30 band t-shirts, vintage band t-shirts. And there was 1 sweatshirt in the mix there. I bought like 30 of them for like $1,000, I think. And I've definitely made my money back now. And I still have some, I probably still have a good 15 of them left to go. But this is really cool because one of the most valuable Def Leppard t-shirts has this on it, looks like this. But this one just happened to be a sweatshirt, and I couldn't find any others like it. But the front and the back, the t-shirt goes for, at least a few $100s every time. And so this sweatshirt, the buyer contacted me and wanted to know if I would take a certain amount, and I said absolutely. And so I adjusted the price because I had the 10% sale going on. So that's why it's a weird amount. It says $416.60. I actually sold it. This was so that with 10% off, it would be $375. So I think it ended up being like $374.85 or something like that. But basically they wanted to know if I would take $375, and I said, you know what? Yes, I will take $375. And so I sold that. So I'm way in the black on that bulk buy I did from Barry. So everything after this, I think I already was before I sold this one, but I'm pretty happy that I got like a good price out of the sweatshirt because it's such a cool one. Anyway, all right, so let's get
I wanted to say I think Greg would be a nice addition to our Thursday night trivia.
Oh yeah, Greg, do you like doing trivia? Do you like playing trivia? I hope so, because we signed you up. You're already on the team. We already signed you up.
We've only gone a couple of times, and we really liked it, and we're gonna keep going. It's Britton and his friend Britton Braswell, who's in our group, lives here in town, and him and his friend James have invited us, and we're inviting you.
Yeah,
because it's fun.
It was very creepy the way you did that. You're like, we're inviting you.
Yeah, I said it. I look just like that.
Why? Well, you said it. It's like very like. It was like this weird like NPR voice. You're like, it's very exciting and we're inviting you.
All right, creeper. Stop it. Just stop.
But see, I'm just saying it like how you said it. So if you're creeped out, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, all right. I'm going to move the screen over here since we're done with the screen sharing part of the show. So let's go ahead and get into our live haul. I guess we're in the live part right now, but you want to the haul, whatever. Whatever, man.
Go ahead. Go first.
You want me to go ahead?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I think, did you steal my water? Did you bring a bottle of water up here?
No, I stole yours. We were late.
I was late, but I had my water up here. Have a drink of it, please.
I'll share.
Thank you, brat. Anyway, here you go. Here you go. So first of all, I did most of my stuff, most of my purchases for the week. I did a bulk buy from Jesse yesterday's fits, but Vikki likes it when I go with her sourcing, and we went to a few different places. And so I did pick up a few different things at other places. But like I said, we went to Savers and stuff like that. And it's like literally I left, I think, every location with like maybe 1 or 2 things. But I did find
two, actually.
Yeah. But I did find some cool stuff. So last night we went to Savers, one of the Savers, like after we had dinner. And I found 5 of these. It was really weird because there was like nothing. And then all of a sudden I saw these. They're all size small, but they're dead stock. They're single stitch. And it says the games are happening in Atlanta. And it's just a really cool single stitch t-shirt, dead stock. I don't know why that's flashing, but anyway, on the sleeve it says 96. So this is from the Olympics, the 96 Olympics that were in Atlanta. Again, single stitch, dead stock. This is the tag for the loom right there. And I got 5 of these. So I'll probably sell these for like 40 bucks a piece or something like that. But I was, I paid $5. Well, I paid like $4 after my 20% off. But yeah, $4 a piece. Turn them into 40 bucks a piece. Pretty cool.
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad. And then we went on Friday night. We went to Broadacres. I think in the future, when we go to Broadacres, it's the big swap meet here. We'll probably go on Saturday instead. But we went Friday night. And so like a lot of the booths were not ready yet because a lot of the people who do like the junkers and stuff like that, they aren't open on Friday nights. But there were some places, and I saw this jacket, and I thought it was super cool. It just looked interesting. And on the back of it, it's a leather jacket. It says Silas Records. That was just this really cool color block, kind of hip hop looking 90s jacket. And so I looked up Silas Records, and I saw the Silas Records was kind of an offshoot of Universal Music Group or something like that, I think. And it was founded by this guy, Louis Silas Jr. And you'll see that it actually has Louis's name. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I don't really know how else to pronounce it. But his name is embroidered on here. And so this was his jacket. So it's kind of cool. That particular this particular record company was not around for all that long. I think it went from like 91 until like 95 or 96 or something like that. But he was with MCA Records before that. When he was with MCA Records, he was like the executive producer of like Belle Biv DeVoe's debut album. He worked with Pebbles and like a lot of other like R&B, big R&B acts. Out of this particular record label,
might be Luell.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce
on Silas Records, there were a couple of like, I guess, medium level hits that came out of that. But anyway, I just think it's a really cool piece of history. And I did pay $30 for it. I think I can. I mean, it's kind of one of those weird things. Like it's hard to anticipate how much I'll be able to sell it for. But I think I should be able to sell it for at least $150. I'll probably price it at like $300. Then it'll go 30% off, so it'll be like $210. And then I'll take like $150 as an offer.
It's a cool jacket.
I think it looks awesome. And like I said, it's a little bit of history. So within the music industry, like there's a lot of people know this guy. He's not alive. He passed away back in like 2001. But I think it's just a really cool jacket. I'll show one more jacket and then turn it over to you. So this one I actually got from another reseller from Kane. And he picked this jacket up. I don't remember if he told me where he got it, but he picked it up. It had some staining on it. The sleeves were stained, and he wasn't really comfortable with trying to wash it himself. So he was, just kind of asking my advice on it and like, what he should price it at. And I told him, if he wasn't going to wash it, if he was just going to like list it as is and not wash it, I still thought he could get like $100, maybe $100, maybe $150, like whatever he wanted to do. And then he had suggested like selling it to me, and I said, listen, I'll pay you $50 for it if you want to sell it to me for that, if you don't want to list it yourself. And so he did. He sold it to me for $50. I went ahead and cleaned it, was able to get all the staining out. It's got some condition issues just because some wear. You can see those lines in there a little bit. But this is a chalk line jacket. You can see vintage chalk line jacket, and they call these Fanimation jackets, the ones that have like this big
was that airbrushed at the mall?
Yeah,
it looks like it almost, but no.
But the ones that have like this big graphic on the back like this, they're called Chalkline Fanimation jackets, and some of them sell for a ton of money. If you look at this particular jacket in the last year, it's sold for like 110 and like 140. There's one listed right now. They have it listed at like 240, but it's got like major condition issues, which I think is pretty. I don't think they're going to get the price that they want. It's got like holes in it and staining. But historically, it's sold for anywhere from like 110 to 150. I don't know what that is.
I think it's Amazon. It's
okay.
Just dropping off the package.
But there's a really good chance that Jesse is going to want this jacket. So I'm hanging out. I'm not listing it yet. I'm going to see him on Tuesday and see what kind of deal we can work. But it's just, this is a really cool jacket. If I put it up, I could probably put it up for like 200 and like wait for a really long time and maybe sell it for that much. But it would, I'd say 150. That's all.
That's it?
Yep. For now.
All right. So couple things I picked up at an estate sale we went to on Friday. This person was a collector of like Looney Tunes and Warner Brothers type of stuff and some Disney. It was a little bit overpriced for what it was. There was a lot of junk, but there were also a couple of good things I did pay up for. And this is a couple of the things that I paid up for. I purchased it's like a bedspread coverlet type thing. And it's all, I paid $4. And it's just all, you know, Disney. It's all Donald Duck, Scrooge McDuck, and Huey, Dewey, and Louie. It's just this vintage coverlet. There's nothing wrong with it. It's got this little fringe edge on the side. It could be handmade. It could have been made from a curtain or something like that. But it doesn't really. If it's handmade well. Whatever.
Interesting.
So I think I'm going to probably list it for about 125. It's very lightweight. And it's in good shape.
Yeah.
So the other one that I picked up was also very similar, same type of edging on it, which is why it leads me to believe that it could have been homemade at some point. Oh, this one's not homemade, actually. This one has a tag on it, but it has a tag for a sheet. So I think this one was made out of sheets. This one is vintage. Again, I paid $4. This is vintage Casper. So Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Yep.
Casper stuff is super, super hard to find. Vintage Casper stuff, there's not a lot out there. So I think I'm going to do about the same price, about $125. It's kind of hard to test the market, but I'm not sure. I think I think I can get close to that for it, if not that.
It's really cute.
It is really cute. And this I picked up at the at Broadacres. This was hanging on a wall. Katie and I were walking toward it.
I spied it.
We did. We actually probably saw it about the same time, but you mentioned it as we were walking toward it. And I paid $5. The guy took it down off the wall, and it is a one of these cotton tapestry type blankets.
It's super awesome is what it is.
It's a dinosaur one.
Come on.
So there's nothing like this listed anywhere.
It smells kind of funny.
Yeah, I've got to wash it. It smells dirty is what it does. It doesn't smell like, it just smells like musty, like it's been hanging in the back of a van or something. I don't know.
Ooh.
So I paid $5. I think I'll get about $75 for that. I'll ask a little bit more, but I think I'll get about $75.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. One more bit of fabric related thing that I'll talk about. I paid $5 for these. These are like vintage new in package Holly Hobby sheets. So I think I can get about 30 because it's brand new. Holly Hobby doesn't sell for as much as it used to, but these are vintage and they're still in the package. So I think I can get a little bit more. And that's it for me.
That's it for now?
For now.
All right. Check out this sweet Coors racing jacket. I have a cafe racer, but it's got like a little bit of it's a little bit of what am I trying to think of it? Filler or whatever. Puffy, a little bit of puffiness. But it's a really cool Coors racing team jacket. I love it. I love these kinds of kind of 70s, 80s. This one's probably 80s style.
That looks like it reminds me, it's very Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah. I think it's super cool. I love it. I haven't done any research on this particular one. I'll probably list it later today. But I'll price it up. I think it's super awesome. I think this one I paid like 20 bucks for. But I would imagine I could get, I mean, really for this Coors one, I feel like I could get close to 100 personally.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
I think it's pretty cool.
Is there a new Holly Hobbie? Bonnie Curtis says, is there a new Holly Hobbie movie out?
Is
I don't
there?
know. I hadn't heard of that.
I don't know. I don't know. All right.
Interesting.
Speaking of Fanimation, check this beauty out. So this is really cool. This is a Super Bowl 24. So this is from 1990. I don't remember what the teams were that played for this particular Super Bowl. But what I really love about this one is because it was played in New Orleans. This is like I said, it's another chalk line Fanimation jacket. Look at the back. It's the French Quarter.
That one's cool.
Bourbon Street. It's just so I think that this will be desirable on a couple of different levels. Obviously somebody who's a big football fan, but also because it's just a really cool New Orleans Bourbon Street French Quarter jacket, Mardi Gras jacket. And so this one I paid, I can't remember exactly. I think I paid like, I probably paid 30, maybe 40 tops, but I should be able to sell this for a minimum 150. Just a really, really cool jacket. I love the back of it.
I like the back.
I think it's really cool. And no, it was not airbrushed at the mall, but I love it. I love it. Picked up another one of these clip angle sweaters. This one I paid 30 for. Again, you go look at the solds on these. A lot of times they sell for $30, $35, $40 on eBay, but I pretty much never sell them for under $100. And so this is a Denver Broncos in really nice condition. I did do a little sweater shaving on it. I'm telling you, sweater shavers are the magic to rejuvenating sweaters and sweatshirts. It really makes a huge difference because on this stuff, it didn't have any pilling, but you know how like on the sweaters, it's like when it has lettering like this, I don't know what you want to call this, just the fibers, I guess. Some of the fibers that will be loose over the top of it will make it not look as crisp. And so when you take a sweater shaver to it, it crisps up.
You made it crisps.
It crisps up the lettering and makes it pop a lot more. And it just looks better. And so I love me some clip angle, as you know. As you know. Man, I have a bunch of stuff over here. Let me show one more thing that I found at a Savers. This is when we were with my parents. One of the two things I found the other night when we were there was this Boston College. And this is a vintage, I believe this is 90s, definitely vintage. I don't think it's 80s. I'm pretty sure this is 90s Champion reverse weave. Boston College. I think I
still have only found one and I can't sell it.
This particular one, the Boston College one, should be able to sell for, I think I should be able to sell it for close to $100.
Yeah. I was going to say 75
because of the school that it is, because there's a pretty good comps of this. But just a really nice reverse weave. Somebody had must have picked it up and been walking around with it because it was like on the end of one of the women's rows, but it wasn't even like sweatshirts in that row. So they had just walked by and probably hung it up there. And so I went, yoink, yoink, yoink. And I was pretty happy about it because I think I paid like $5 for it or something like that. So felt pretty good about it. Your turn.
Felt pretty good about stealing it out from under me. I
wasn't stealing it out from under you. Go ahead.
So everything at Savers was this week in general. I think I only have about 6, 7, or 8 more things to show you guys, and I've brought up everything. Trust me. It's been a very, very slow sourcing week for me. So I did pay up a little bit for this. I paid about $5 for this, and prices are kind of all over the map online. So it was $7.99, and I paid 20% off. So let's call it $6. It's new in the box. It's Starbucks. Yeah, that's not going to help. Starbucks, where am I going? Alice and Olivia teddy bear. So some people are getting as much as 50 for these, and some people are selling them for like $5. So I price my shit high. We know that. So I'm expecting to get maybe $30, $35 out of it. So
very nice, very nice.
This I picked up at the swap meet the other night. I did pay up again for these. I paid $25 for these. So these are Tory Burch shoes. They're in really nice condition. They're these kind of wingtip lace-up shoes with like a super spiky heel, but they're in good shape. And they came in with the dust bag and everything. So I'll get about 75 out of these. Tory Burch is not quite as popular or as hot in sales as it was, say, even a year ago, but still sell well.
I think that particular style is pretty cool.
There aren't any, so I think they're probably a couple years old. I can't find any exactly like that. So I did pay up for them. I was getting desperate. I normally wouldn't pay 25 to sell something for 75, but these Katy grabbed for me at yesterday's Fits, I think. And the only reason I didn't list them yet, because I've had them for a while, is because the elastic at the waist, the drawstring, was gone. So Katy put a new drawstring in for me. And these are Jams World. These are true vintage Jams World jams.
They're awesome.
It started because they used to have all these awesome Jams shorts. So these are really, really, really cool. They're in great shape, the original vintage Jams World. And they were just missing the drawstring. Katy took a new shoelace and put it in there for me. So I'm excited. I think I'm definitely going to list these for over $100. I'm not quite sure exactly where yet, but definitely over 100.
I think they're awesome.
I love them. And then this I paid a whole $1 for at the swap meet last night. Yep, a whole $1. Don't be hating.
I hate you already.
So on Friday night. So it's just a Samsonite briefcase, but it's leather. So it's this really nice, soft leather briefcase that's made to hold a laptop as well. It's padded inside. And I've seen several of them. It's like nicely broken in brown leather, but it's not destroyed. So I think I should be able to sell this for about $75. There are some that have sold in that price range. And again, some people price things too low, but there are not very many. So I think I'll sell it for about 75.
Nice.
So that kind of made up for my other one, I guess.
There you go.
You can go.
All right. I got some cool sweatshirts going on over here. This is a 1995 boxing match. I have not done any research on this, but I do well with boxing stuff. This is Vasquez versus Whitaker, the World Junior Middleweight Championship from March 4th. Hey, that's my mom's birthday, and that's
Allie's birthday.
But that's like when was she? What year was she born?
93.
93. So she was 2. She was a little teeny tiny toddler. I was still in high school.
So was I. No, not when she was 2. Not when she was 2.
Anyway, this is Caesar's Atlantic City boxing sweatshirt in fantastic condition. I believe I paid $15 for this. I haven't listed it yet, so again, I'm not sure what I'm going to list it at. Probably hope to sell it for at least 70. I do pretty well with the boxing stuff. This one right here, I love, love, love. This is Mike Ditka,
the coach,
Iron Mike,
the Bears,
coach of the Bears. Now this sweatshirt was sitting at yesterday's Fits, and I like for 3 weeks in a row, I would go buy it and be like, I want to get that. I want to get that. And I didn't get it a couple of times because it had like this, it had like a pink spot like right here. And I was just like, do I really want to deal with having to wash it or whatever? And then I finally was like, you know what? It's just stupid. I'm just going to get it. I think I paid $20 for it. And guess what? My new favorite thing, what's my new favorite thing to do?
Bleach tabs.
Yeah, bleach tabs. So somebody had asked what brand I use. I think I said Clorox, but it's actually some generic brand. It's not even Clorox. It's just some generic concentrated bleach tabs. They come like in a bottle at the grocery store, and the tabs are like about this big around, and they're kind of thick.
They look almost like they're the type of chlorine tabs that you put in your pool.
Yeah. I really like them because you don't have to worry about like spilling bleach on anywhere. And it's like the smell isn't while you're pouring it, whatever. It's just, for whatever reason, I like them. And I found that when
Greg has a good point. Price it high is not in good health.
Yeah. I think I already listed it for maybe 70, but maybe I'll bump it up. What?
Why is it only 70?
I'll change it to 100 then.
No.
Because I did look at some comps and stuff like that.
All
right. I'll price it up. Anyway, I'll put like 4 or 5, 6 things that are like white like this. And you got to remember, this is what I learned recently, and I feel silly not knowing this before.
See, Candace has got me.
$149.99. The ink that they use to make t-shirts and sweatshirts and stuff, the bleach will not affect it. So I'll take 4 or 5 things, throw in the washer, and I'll throw like 3 of those tabs in there, those tablets in there. And man, it stinks up the house like bleach, but it comes out beautiful, and it's like brand new.
At least the house smells nice.
Doesn't
and
it look
clean.
like it's brand new?
It does.
It really does.
It's
so
super bright and clean.
I'll go ahead and price it up.
I can't believe you only priced that at $70. Jesus.
Sorry. All right, let's skip that one. All right, this one I love. This is a Detroit Vipers sweatshirt. Now, what I love about this is...
Who are the Detroit Vipers?
The Detroit Vipers, they were a hockey team in Detroit, minor league, International Hockey League, IHL. I had to think about it. International Hockey League.
That was some impressive
But
sports.
it's
That's impressive sportsing right there.
It was a minor league that fed into the NHL and the AHL. But the whole league went away in 2001. But this is from the 90s, so it's a defunct team. But it's just a really cool, it's an awesome red sweatshirt, great graphic on it. And so I did price it like $100. There are a lot of jerseys and stuff that sell for quite a bit, but when I go and try to look at comps, there really aren't a whole lot of sweatshirts, and none of them look as good as this one. And based on the pricing that I saw, I think I can sell this for $100. I did pay $30 for this one, but I think I'll be able to sell this for $100. So I'm definitely paying up quite a bit for a lot of the stuff that I'm getting. But the caliber of items that I'm putting in my store on a regular weekly basis has gone way up because I am paying up. And so I'm having to charge a lot more as well. It's just kind of
Kelly says, glad I'm not the only one who has pricing challenges. No, but everybody has challenges. She and I will price things entirely different sometimes. And that's one good thing about us not having this sharing a store or combining our businesses. I'd kill her.
Yeah.
I'd kill her inside of a week.
Whatever. I think we'd kill each other. We both have very set ideas of how we like to do things. So I'm going to show one last thing. We did go to this estate sale. We went to like a preview. So it was like the day before the official start of it. It was like a 2-hour preview. We went there. We got there before it opened. But there's this guy who buys vintage streetwear and stuff in town. And anytime there's like a good estate sale that's going to have stuff that we would want, that I would want, he's always there. And sure enough, he was in the front of the line. And for whatever reason, they decided they were only going to let the first 15 people in. And so we were 17. We were 16 and 17. We were like 16 and 17. And so they let the first group in, and then we had to stand outside while they got to at their leisure
20 minutes
pick through everything. But I did get one t-shirt. I grabbed a bunch of stuff. Most of it I gave to Vikki, what she wanted. But I did keep one thing for myself because I think it's just fantastic. This is an Acme Wile E. Coyote t-shirt, and I just think it's a little more unique, and it's a little bit older. Most of the Looney Tunes stuff you see listed online tends to be 90s. This is actually from 1987, so it's a little bit older. Makes me think a little more of my childhood, and I love the whole like parachuting on roller skates. And this is Acme, the name you can trust. So I've already listed this one. I think I listed this at like $100. We'll see what happens. Maybe 70. I don't remember. One of the two. But I love it. It's magical. And you can go ahead.
So I picked up one good thing at that estate sale. I picked up a couple, like those sheets were those like blankets were things that I had picked up. But one of the things that I had picked up was this. This was missed. So this is a Snoopy sweater, and it's got Charlie Brown on the back and Snoopy on the front. It's got one little teeny tiny hole, almost condition spot, but it's not bad. It's got a little schmutz on it. I got to clean it, and it's a little faded. But if you happen to find any peanut stuff with a tag that looks like this, okay, so it's by Bill Ditfort. It's almost like those Cliff Angle sweaters, right? So Bill Ditfort. If you look up the sold sweaters, just put peanuts, and there's lots of different Snoopy ones. Some of them are golf, some are baseball like this one, some are basketball. This sweater will sell for, I paid what, $5? I think I paid $5. Yeah. I will sell this for about $125.
That's awesome. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
I went, yeah, because I did go,
She went as my scout.
I went as her scout, and I came out, and I was like, the only thing I absolutely have to have is the Wile E. Coyote t-shirt, and I told her, whatever you want from what I have here, take it, and if you don't want it, I'll keep it. And so that was one of the things that she scored. I think it's pretty
Kara
cool.
says, sold a golf sweater, same maker for 150. Yep,
Wow.
Kara Cooper's got it. So that's about it that I grabbed at that estate sale. And then I just wanted to talk about just a couple more items, and then I'm pretty much done. Gabby had asked if I had hard goods. I did show hard goods in the first part of the haul. I didn't get that many this week, so I apologize. So this I paid about $15 for. Picked this up at Savers this week. This is a vintage. This is faux fur, actually, not real fur, but it looks like real fur. It looks like mink. It's faux mink and leather with the chains on it. And this is very, very 1960s, 1970s mod style. So I paid about $15. I think I'll get about $125 out of this. This will probably sell on Etsy. It's a long coat. It's like a, mid-calf length. And the back, you can see the chains a little bit better too. So it's like faux leather, faux fur, and the chains. Actually, it might be real leather and faux fur, but
it's fancy.
It's pretty cool. Let's see. The other thing is this. This is just a kind of a bolo brand I wanted to show you. Is this, we've all heard of Oscar de la Renta. Well, I think most of you have heard of Oscar de la Renta. So Oscar de la Renta Pink Label is one of their higher end like lingerie. I'm trying to get the focus on the tag.
Focus.
Can you
focus? Well, I can't see from over here.
It just really says Oscar de la Renta Pink Label. There we go.
See it.
I paid $7.50 for this because it was 25% off sale. It's just a house coat, right? This is velvet. It's got these big wing arms on it, kind of like a kimono style arm or just wide arm. And it's just a velvet house coat. I'll probably sell this for about $75.
Very luxurious.
It's very soft, very soft. And while we're on the topic of house coats, I wanted to talk about this one other one that I picked up. I think I've talked about this brand before, but this brand Natori. So they usually sell satin nightgowns and satin robes, and this one here is a it's a faux fur with a kimono sleeve. And this one retails for like $150. So this one I'll probably sell this for $75 to $80.
I like the pattern that it is.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's super soft. Yeah, so I think, let's see, someone said muumuu. It's not, the purple thing is not a muumuu. A muumuu is more of a Hawaiian loose thing. It's a house coat or a kaftan, that purple velour. It's not, muumuu would not be the right word for that. And then one more thing I picked up last night, and that's it, and I'm pretty much done, is this, these vintage, made in Germany, god-awful.
This is at Broadacres.
Yeah, Broadacres Friday night. Made in Germany, god-awful, this, I don't even know what they are. They're overalls, but not overalls. Quite. Look at these big, wide legs with these.
But they're like sort of pleated.
With this side button all the way down.
I don't even know.
Big, huge, baggy legs, tapered leg. You want to talk about mom jeans? This is going to give you mile-long mom ass. Look at that. There's no pockets. I can't even imagine. These have got to be the most unflattering I've ever seen in my life. But they're new with tags. I paid $10. Their price tag was $260 whenever they were sold.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, they have everything going on all at once, Lisa. Everything all at once, and not necessarily in a good day, but they are pretty hideous. So I'm gonna sell those for, I don't know. I think I might get about $75 to $100 for them.
I say $100.
How do you do photography on that thing? Very carefully, Mary. I don't know. Honestly, it's going to go on a half mannequin, and then you're going to have to do the stand back photo, and then I'll have to do a couple of flat lays. I'll photograph.
I think you should probably get like an action video of me wearing them doing the Roger Rabbit.
No.
Whatever. I could show bust out my sweet dance moves.
I will never marry you.
What? Give me a break.
You could fit 99 love balloons in the seat of those. Yes, you absolutely could. They're like, those are the weirdest. Yeah.
All right. I guess I'll wrap it up with some t-shirts. I don't know if you watched the video I put out last week. This was one of the t-shirts that I snagged because it had a yellow stain in the middle of it. I was able to bleach that stain out, and this is a magical 1994 tour of was it World Tour
Ice
of
skating.
Figure Skating Champions. It's got Nancy Kerrigan on it. It's got like a bunch of other people on it. Tanya Harding is not on it because if you remember, early '94 was when the clubbing of Nancy Kerrigan happened, the knee clubbing. So no, they did not have them go out on a tour together. But I love this T-shirt. This is all over print figure skating T-shirt. I think I'll probably, I have it listed, I think, for 100. There are other ones out there available, but I think I have better pictures and better keywords. So I think I can sell for 100.
You usually do.
I usually do. I got another 3D emblem Harley Davidson T-shirt. This one's the Survivors one with the wolves on it. I do have this one priced up. I would like to get, in the end, like 150 for it. It does have this one that has like the bleach stains on it. You can kind of see them down at the bottom there. It's got some staining on it, but still 3D emblem 91, I believe. But I think I have it priced at like 210. But I'd like to get like 150. Do you have anything else that's like super, super exciting?
I don't know.
I do love this.
Brian Boitano. Yes, Nate.
What would Brian Boitano do? That's what I want to know. All right. So this is a fantastic Protect World Wildlife. This is a World Wildlife Fund, all over print, 80s T-shirt, single stitch, just glorious. And I have this one priced up quite a bit. I think I have this one priced at like $100 because I have seen some comps with other animals on them that have gone for similar, if not higher amounts. And this is just a really cool all over print with, it's got the lion, the tiger, a cheetah on there. Just very, very cool. This one is another one of the ones that I bleached. And because it had some discoloration, and I bleached the crap out of it, and it came out looking fantastic. So I'm telling you guys, play around with those bleach tablets because they are magical. This one's going to be interesting. Okay. What?
I said, okay.
You shut your mouth. Go back to looking at your phone. She's trying to like do the little, oh, okay, without really paying attention to what's happening. Yeah, I know what's going on. Family bonding. This is a Simpsons T-shirt. Now this T-shirt's pretty distressed, pretty ripped up. It's got holes in the armpits. It's got quite a bit of wear.
Holes in the where?
In the armpits.
I hate that word.
In the armpits. It's got some discoloration. But it's 1989 Simpsons T-shirt. I still think I can get $75 to $100 for it. You just watch me. You just watch me. I will do it. It's awesome.
Greg asked, what did you get the Harley shirt for? You didn't mention the price.
How much did I pay for it? I paid like $50 for that one, but I should be able to sell it for $150 minimum. But I did pay $50 for it.
Lindsay, I would not put the slippers. Well, if the slippers match the set, go ahead and throw it in it. I don't think it's going to narrow your buyer. The buyer will just, the slippers are not going to be worth a ton on their own, but as a set, they may elevate the price. So, and slippers tend to be a little bit more forgiving in size than regular shoes. So you may have more of a wide range there. I'd put them in as part of the package just because it's going to look like a nice set that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, so this is an interesting shirt because first of all, the sleeves have been cut off, but this is a Speed Racer T-shirt, so the sleeves have been cut off. Also, when I got it, these sleeves were red, but it had been washed, and so the whole thing was pink. It was all pinkified. And so what I did is
I actually like it orange.
Yeah, I think it looks cool. I actually think it looks really cool orange. So what I did is I went ahead and got, I always have, I always have the bleach tablets at home, but I also always have RIT color remover. It's like these little packets of powder you can get at in the laundry section at the grocery store. They cost like $2 for like a box of them. I probably could have done it with just one box and it wouldn't have color, like change the color as much on the sleeves, but I really wanted to make sure it had the best chance of getting the pink out of the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And so I used 2 packets of it, washed it, and you can see it's not
made
pink.
it bleachy and orange.
It's not pink,
but
at
it's not
all.
pink.
It's not pink at all. I took all of that pink out of the white, but it also is, turned this orange. But it's kind of cool. It kind of ended up being like a weird.
Somebody already cut the sleeves, so at this point, I mean, if the fact that the sleeves are now orange instead of red is not going to make a difference at all.
Yeah. Honestly, when she saw it, she's like, the sleeves are cut off. She's like, where'd you get that? The sleeves are cut off. I don't think it matters. I'm still going to sell this for $75 to $100. Mark my words. Mark my words. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. I don't care. You can frown at the sleeves being cut off. I don't care. I'm selling it for $75 to $100, and you're not going to stop me. And I'm not enough for your naysaying. But like I said, it was important to get that pink out because that was definitely going to bring the value down. I think that's pretty much it. The only other thing I had was this really cool. I sold that Dennis Rodman T-shirt. This is a Michael Jordan one. It's very similar.
It's the same shirt.
It's pretty much the same shirt. However, this one does have like, I don't know if it's like an ink stain or something like that could not get out. But that's in there.
And you paid they paid $100 for the Rodman shirt.
They paid $100 for the Rodman shirt. I have this one up for a similar amount, for the same amount. We'll see with that stain if that matters or not. I don't think it really does, but and it's Jordan instead of Rodman, but Jordan's definitely more popular. So I think I can still get $100 out of this. Otherwise, it's in really good condition. Nice colors on it. No holes or anything like that. But yeah.
Oh yeah, Lindsay, they're definitely slippers. I don't know if you call them. They're like house shoes. Those are the kind that almost they have a bow on them. It's like the ones you'd find with like pom poms on them. The right buyer is going to find it if it's vintage for sure. Those are like the fancy looking slippers where you wore your bathrobe and your nightgown and your fancy slippers and your hair always looked perfect and you got out of bed before your husband so they didn't see you without makeup ever. Those were the days.
Yeah. So Debbie wants to know my LA Dawn ratio for the magic potion. I don't really have a set ratio. So that's for like, if I'm trying to get stains out, especially if they're like grease stains, if you ever have a sweatshirt or something that has like those grease stains that are kind of hard to get out, I'll take the LA Totally Awesome Base Cleaner, which is like an OxyClean powder that they have at the dollar store. And I mix that powder with some Blue Dawn dish soap for the degreaser and a little bit of water. So it's like a paste. And I use a toothbrush to like really scrub it into a stain. I'm doing less of my t-shirt soup, which really was just a whole bunch of that base cleaner stuff with water. And I would soak t-shirts in it for a couple of days, but I was doing that more with white t-shirts. And now, I'm going all bleach, man. I'm just bleaching the crap out of them. So I would still probably use that soaking system if it was something that I didn't want them to get bleached. But I'm doing it less and less now. So I don't know. It's all about trying different things because some stuff works for some stains and you just never know. You never know like what a stain is actually made of when it's an old stain. And sometimes it just won't come out. So you got to try different stuff and sometimes you just got to give up and sell it anyway. So I don't know.
Yep.
You got anything else?
Nope.
Nope.
That's all I got.
Like, I'm done. What are you doing? What are you doing after
I got nothing. I'm going to go back to listing. Yeah, I've got a bunch more to list today and then hopefully get some more listed this week. I don't have a ton of photographs or of items to photograph for my my photography helper this week. So I may actually go source tomorrow again, even though I hate going out on Mondays because I can't stand the 50% off crowd of people. So
yeah. But we do have lots of thrift stores that we don't usually go to. Like we never really hit the Deseret Industries hardly ever. We've got Salvation Armies. We have a lot that we don't go to as much as we probably should.
Exactly.
So yeah, you're just having to work for it a little bit harder. Hit that Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, I have been. We'll see.
Yeah. It's tough. Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us again. We always appreciate it. We had like we still have like 220 people hanging out. So we really appreciate you coming in and spending your Sunday with us and go out, get some work done. Or if you're going to take the rest of the day off, go cozy up on the couch with a puppy, with a kitty, watch a movie. I don't know. Do whatever
that sounds really good too.
Yeah, it does sound pretty good, doesn't it? You're like, Anyway, we will see you guys later. We do have a sourcing video that's going to be coming out here in the next couple of days. But I was filming up till last night, and since it was not a work day yesterday, she probably wouldn't have let me go do editing. Nope. So that'll come out in the next couple of days. Some of us going around doing sourcing this last week. And then, of course, we'll have our Wednesday show at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Oh,
I wanted to talk about real quick, and we'll talk about it more this week, but we are going to do a Friday After Dark show next Friday. And we are going to have
this Friday?
This Friday, the 17th, is it?
So yeah, this Friday.
This Friday coming up, we are going to have the Thrifting Nomads on as our guests.
What?
Yeah.
Talk to them.
Will and Jenny, they have confirmed. It took them 2 days to respond to my message.
What?
They had live.
What, are too good for us now?
I know, right?
Whatever.
So if you're interested in learning more about Will and Jenny, and you should be, they're up and coming sellers. They do a little bit on YouTube. They should be doing more.
They're cute.
Super adorable. Probably one of the cutest couples I've ever met in my life. And they're so friendly and so kind. So I think that and Will has an infectious smile. So if for nothing else, if you want to smile and laugh at our shenanigans, we will do our Friday night after dark with them. And hopefully you can tune in and join us.
Very cool. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us, and have an awesome rest of your weekend. Hopefully you'll have tons and tons of stuff to ship tomorrow morning. And we will see you later.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.